Hello and welcome to another Pop Culture Reacts and another suggestion.
We are
This
all up in them suggestions, aren't we?
we are scouring suggestions like the proverbial cookie jar
Some
that they
might
are.
say that we let them build up too much, and now we're having to pay off on that.
That or it's not a Ramstein run, so we've got time.
yeah, we are. We are between albums, aren't we? So yes.
We are between the multitudes of Ramstein videos, so it's time to catch up. And as such, we are doing Gutter Gods selection, and we're going with Lorna Shore and the song "Cursed to Die."
You know how we often say, like, what did we know about this beforehand? I'll jump in first of going, it's again a bit of a cheat because I knew nothing other than I was chatting with the lad who'd suggested this, so I got an idea. But if you'd have said to me, absolutely cold, do you want to listen to Lorna Shore? I'd have thought she was a 1950s lass singing a song because that's what it sounds like, Lorna Shore. Yeah, like
Yeah,
sort of person that I've worked with in the office.
it stinks of
Someone from Coronation
19,
Street.
1950s, 1960s
Yeah,
little pop ditty.
Oh, and God, like, I mean, I'm making an assumption that it's not that, and I think it's a reasonable assumption, but who knows? We might press play and we might find that it's a Twiggy-esque pop song from the 50s or 60s. Okay.
So, shall we see what it is?
Let's tee up my auntie, Lorna Shore, and see what she's got to sing about. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Let's go. Seem to be unable to press pause there. Like I don't know what happened. I'm clicking the button, but okay. Where do we start? Song or video?
I will let you pick
I'll
your
do
poison.
video first because I mean, like, and again, this is in no way meant kind of rude or anything. The video's just kind of there, isn't it? Like, I don't think it does anything kind of wowsy. And you know, we love a good video, but also we've said on other videos sometimes a really amazing video can be far too distracting to the song. So I don't really have a lot for the video. I can just go, yeah, that's fine. You know, dudes are doing their thing. They're playing their instruments. Fine. Didn't make it any better, didn't make it any worse. Just kind of hangs off of it, I think, for me.
Yeah. It is very much your sort of basic metal video. You know, watch the players play close-ups on, you know, widdly solos just to show you how fucking difficult they are.
Is that an official technical term, the widdly?
It is. It is an official metal term. Is widdly.
Wiggly. I didn't go to a metal school like you did, so I have to pick up these terms afterwards.
But yeah, no, the video is sort of standard fare. You know, it is, as you say, it doesn't add or take anything away from the song itself. It just is there to service them putting something out for the very limited music TV that there is in this world.
For the YouTubes, let's be honest, it's all about YouTube now. So, I think we skipped over this because I went into my Lorna Shore being a character from Coronation Street moment. What's your experience with Lorna Shore musically?
I have not heard them. I've heard of them because they are, at the minute, one of the big, not use zeitgeist, but hype bands that people are really getting behind in this underground tech death metal thing. They are like the new big hopes of like the band's the next break. I enjoy it. Am I going to run out and listen to loads of it? No, because it is at that point where just below my sort of level, where I'm just like, you're just playing as technically as possible just because you can, and whittling because you can, and pig squealing because you can. It's that sort of it's borderline where there's not the hook, or there's not the catch to it to sort of bring you back in. And
so do you kind of mean like for you maybe there's more technical substance but actually lacking some of the style? Is that what you mean? Or
it's one of these of, clearly the drummer is a fucking amazing drummer, because anyone that can do,
I'm so glad you said that, because my god,
double bass pedals with that level of machine gunness is clearly a fucking good player. The guitarist, as we saw when he plays his solo on his 8-string guitar, is very good at what he does. But with some of this stuff, it misses having a riff. It's lots of twiddly twiddly twiddlies, chug chug twiddly twiddly twiddly, but it doesn't have the riff that you go back to sort of just be that back in-ness on it. And the breakdown was fine. I could imagine if I was seeing them live and you get the pig squealing breakdown, I will be in the middle of the pit punching people, because that's what you do at those sort of shows. But it's one of those of, I can see why everyone's all over them in that level of extreme, but it's at my sort of borderline to even for me, I'm like, it's a little bit above what I even like at times.
See, for me, there's a lot to like with this. That, as you like, drummer stood out a million miles for me. I'm just like, oh my god, like, give that boy a medal, stroke. let him have a break after this song because he'll be knackered. And I thought he really stood out. And there were certain points of the music that I did really like. Going back to something I said in a Slaughter to Prevail one, where sometimes I struggle is like, I know it's to potentially invoke a reaction, but I also want to be able to understand lyrically what's been said a lot. And I will say in a lot of this I did. I thought actually what the vocals were coming through with enough clarity. Weirdly enough, though, as much as there's a lot to like, I'd be really interested if like lots of those bits were separated out into different songs. And I know this is a kind of a really so like guitar wise, I kind of went like I'd rather that without those drums and those vocals, and those drums I maybe prefer it without the music behind it. And that's again in no way to say that any of it was particularly bad, but because I think there's a lot of things I really like there, but maybe I wanted them isolated a little bit more. Maybe there was a bit too much going on. The pig squirrel bit though, like lyrically, like again, I think I'll keep on trying, but I'm really going to struggle with that. So when we had the breakdown bit, I loved where the music went. I really hated it because get ready to kill me in the comments section. It just sounded to me like he was just belching for about 20 seconds, but like a child doing a petulant kind of burp into the microphone. And yeah, it's a thing and it's a sound. I just don't think it complemented or fitted what they'd done so much else in the rest of the song. And probably, and maybe this is just again me tiptoeing into it. The singing all the way through, that felt like that should be the crescendo point for me, not the starting point. But of course, if that's what vocally he can do, it probably is the starting point for him. But I think I'd have liked the chorus-esque elements for him to kick into that bit. And maybe by the end of it, I'd had too much of that sound. But as I say, that could easily be because it's not a vocal style that I am comfortable with yet. And I'm not sure whether I ever will be to the extent of it being a whole song. But yeah, I like a lot of it. And there's something there. And I'm quite interested to maybe try some other stuff of theirs to kind of go, is everything kind of in this style?
You will find that probably vocally it will be very much the same because majority of these sort of death metal-y tech death bands don't have any clean singing. It is usually the real guttural stuff and the pig squealing and so you're not going to get your sort of slow escalate into brutality vocally. It is
you're starting off kind of there and you're going to there rather than starting down there and coming up. But I will say I like that more than I guess the most similar thing we've done so far. I like that more than I like Sports. I found that fit with me because I think there was more interesting stuff going on musically as well. For me, I felt that there was some real kind of creativity into what they were doing and how they managed to mesh together those sounds work. But I would love to hear them split out, broken down into other stuff. Which maybe I'll do. Maybe if I listen to more of their stuff, I'll find that they use sort of similar stylings, but maybe the drum beat doing slightly different drum beat. It's not doing the drums justice, calling it a drum beat, is it?
Not really.
Yeah, you go to the parlance, and I go to my hip hop. Yeah, it's a drum beat, but you go, actually, that dude's doing a lot more than a beat, isn't he? That dude's doing work on those drums.
If you want to call it a beat, it's blast beat drumming.
Yeah. But yeah, if for nothing else, like go and watch it. Anyone who's go and actually like kind of watch their video and get a video and buy their album because. I worry about that drummer's long-term health, so we need to kind of fund him now.
It's definitely one that I will give the album a listen to because, as I said, it in like all the metal podcasts and stuff that I read and listen to, they are all over these guys at the minute, and sort of saying that they are the next big thing in this level of metal. So yeah.
Who are they? And again, this is metal education time for me, and I might as well use this to educate myself and then educate anyone else who's listening. Is who are they taking the crown from?
So of the sort of mathy metal stuff would have been Dillinger Escape Plan, who
I've heard of, not listened to, but heard of. So.
They called it a day about a year or so pre the pandemic.
Okay.
So yeah, they're because normally you get very much more like either the brutal shit or the mafia stuff that isn't as screamy. So they sort of put the stuff together. So yeah, I'd say sort of Dillinger was the last big band of this sort of ilk.
So, sound like an indie band, didn't they? Dillinger Escape Plan. Sounds like what you'd expect an indie band to name themselves.
And gonna get surprised.
Yeah. A few people got a bit of a shock that Christmas when they put the CD in. Like anyone buys CDs anymore.
I know. But as always, like, subscribe, ring bells, do all that. Let us know what you think of Lorna Shore down there.
And that's musically and her career in Coronation Street. God, I won't let a gag go, will I? Flog a fucking dead horse, I would, wouldn't I?
And till next time, goodbye.